Yeah, buddy, welcome back to Pure Adrenaline 96.1 Styling FM radio. Yeah, it is Thursday, people. It is Thirsty Thursday. And speaking of
It
Thirsty
would be.
Thursday, man, it's time to pop a NOS energy drink.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, get this.
Maybe I won't be like bouncing off the walls on the way home.
Yeah, no shit, right? You gotta start early, girl. Shit, it's 9 o'clock, man. You know, it's like the gremlins, man. Don't feed them after midnight.
Yeah, I forgot about that movie. That's been a long time.
Yeah, they were trying to teach you a moral value of don't eat after midnight.
You know, I watched that movie with my grandma.
Yeah.
My grandma was so cool.
Yeah, they're supposed to. Now, what's interesting is they're making new movies of everything. I've been waiting for them to come out. They're going to make a new Gremlins, you know?
Ew, why? That's like making a new E.T.
Yeah, I did see that. The extraterrestrial comes back.
Yeah.
About time. He's been gone for a while.
Yeah.
Comes back as a gangster, man. Now, here's an interesting thing. Now that you say that, you know, they're making a new E.T. and he comes back. Why can't we just like skip that and just say E.T. was Resident Alien, that TV show? Because that fucking TV
show, that's actually a good idea.
That TV show was funny as fuck. Especially where he had to try to learn how to be human in like a few days. And he's like, these people are just fucking weird. Yeah, our society is fucking weird, people. That is for sure. And what's interesting is just people feel entitled to shit, and that's what I think's funny. And you know, there's some people I know in this world that they feel like they're entitled, like they have to be, you know, they're the first person to say, oh, I'm not about the drama, but they're the first person.
The first one dancing in it.
Yeah, dancing in it, posting up shit, you know, it's like running around and stirring up shit, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's
I see the shirt that says, I'm not here for anything but to stir the pot.
Yep, I know some people like that too, you know.
Yeah, it's like stir that pot.
You know, or they're like, well, I'll block you. Well, fucking, why would I want to be friends with you on social media? I don't give a fuck.
Please do me a favor and block me. That means that I can't talk to you and you can't talk to me, and my day's still going to go on without you because you're not even a side character in my story.
Yeah. No shit, right? I mean, if you look at it like that, you know, you're not even a side character. You know, you're a side show for something else, you know.
But you're not a side character in my story, so.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how life is, isn't it?
Yeah, I always tell my kids this. I'm like, if it's not going to affect your everyday life, then don't let it affect you today.
Yeah.
Because people, I mean, like, let's face it, we dwell on stupid shit. I mean, like, what we were talking about is different, but, like, kids are mean. Adults are meaner than kids, and adults make the mean kids. So if you gotta let people know where they stand and where they sit. And like you said, if you don't rule with an iron fist, people will walk on you.
Oh, yeah, they will walk all over you. You know, what's sad is as you get older, you run into people that they feel entitled, like you owe them something.
I don't know anybody's shit except for my kids, and that is making sure they're fed, clothed, have shelter, have water, and they get an education.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're loved. I mean.
Yeah. Well, you know, another flip side of it, it's like people feel like you owe them for some reason, but they ain't got a pot to piss in, much less a window to throw it out. You know.
So what do they? I mean, like, if you owe them something, what the fuck do they owe you? I mean, it's a two-way street all day long.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes you wonder. I mean, but you know, I don't know. I mean, there's always in every apple orchard. You know, yeah, there's always a bad apple, and it's like, man, if you start.
And one bad apple could turn a lot of apples bad.
Yeah, exactly, and. You know, I look at it like this. It's like, if you're the fucking problem, but you act like you're not the problem, then maybe you need to look at a fucking mirror, you know? And it's like, I don't claim to be fucking perfect, people. I'm not perfect by no means, but man, I see some other shit out there, and I'm just like, wow.
It makes you shake your head, doesn't it? Like, where the fuck did you think? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, especially people that talk shit. And what's funny is when you talk shit to the wrong person, it's like Jay-Z said, you got to watch who you tell stories to because from a distance you can't tell who is who. And recently there's an incident that come up that somebody talked some fucking mad shit and they didn't know who they were talking to and they were a government official.
This is what I was always taught,
Yeah.
and you remember this because you actually taught me this if I remember right. Don't say anything you don't want repeated.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure you tell it to somebody that's going to repeat it right. Because there's always one of those motherfuckers out there that's going to add their own twist to your story.
Well, yeah, and it's like the telephone game when we were younger.
Yeah.
And I see that as a grown adult with people, and it's like...
And it's worse.
Yeah, and how the telephone game works, people, is they would sit us in a circle in, like, first grade. In first grade, that's how stupid this is. And little Johnny went to the store and then the next person, little Johnny went to the store and he got a bushel of apples. Then you tell the next person. And by the time that gets fucking around,
little Johnny was standing outside peeing on the front porch.
Yeah, he done robbed some motherfucker or selling dope or fucking driving around at Gat with a fucking gun in his car. You know, it's like...
Well, the other thing, think of this. You always should be nice regardless if you like somebody because you don't know who's standing there and how that's going to affect your life later. And as my mom would tell me, you don't know if someday that person will be your boss.
Well, and the other thing is, what's interesting is motherfuckers will get on the internet and talk shit about somebody.
Because they're internet famous? What?
Yeah. And so they'll talk shit about a public figure. And then somebody will, like, Google that public figure. And then they don't look at the date that it was posted. That was, like, from
5 years ago?
2002 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, it's so fucking bullshit. It's like, look, people, I worked with Joe Francis at Girls Gone Wild for several years. Google his name. People talk all kinds of shit about that guy.
Talk about him all the time.
Yeah. I mean, they're still talking about the guy, and the guy don't even own the business anymore. So it's like, but Joe also eggs it on too, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, he'll have to put him...
He makes the best out of bad publicity.
Yeah. He, it is what it is, but in the same sense, sometimes enough is enough. I mean, it's like, you know...
Grow up, move on.
Yeah.
That's really all you can say about it. You know, and these people that love absolute drama and they want to be in the middle of it, take it somewhere else.
Yeah. And they're the first person to scream, I'm drama free. I'm drama free. Oh, okay, cool. Then when nobody pays attention, then you got to stir up drama because you have nothing better going on in your fucking pathetic fucking life. And the sad thing is they don't realize how many people fucking unfollow people or they just don't pay attention to that person because nobody fucking cares, you know? And that's just kind of how it is. You know, will this situation, how we're saying this, will this do, you know, the shit that happened down there in Tennessee at, you know, that show, is it going to flip around where they're going to talk about this for 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, it's going to be a thing for a while.
Yeah, I dealt with this shit with Slamming and Jamming, and Charlie Cobble, that was back when he owned the show, he asked me and Ralph Randall straight up, we had a meeting about this at the show. Well, what the fuck should we do? Should we move the show? And we were against moving the show, but then again, we can't have the local cops come in there like thugs and pull people over. I mean, what really set it off? What really set it off at Slamming and Jamming? Need to know they had portable jail cells, all this other shit that they did all the shit and gave out tickets and kind of very similar situation. Well, what's interesting is one of the main sponsors at the after party, he went out to his buddy's car and was talking to his wife and kids because it was loud in the nightclub, and they pulled up and he had been drinking. And he wasn't drunk. I mean, he had...
He was behind the wheel or no?
No, he was in a passenger seat, and didn't
And they
even,
arrested him, right?
and they arrested him. The keys weren't even in the car, and they gave him a DUI. And he got bailed out of jail. It was a big corporation. I'm not going to say which one it was, but it was a big fucking company, right? And some people might figure it out because they were the title sponsor of Slammin' and Jammin' that year. They straight told fucking Charlie in front of me, you get this shit figured out or you'll never get another dollar from us. So what Charlie do? We had to move the show. And it worked out great. Well, who suffered? The local businesses, the local people. And every time we would come in to do Silverado's nightclub or Girls Gone Wild or Slick Chick, they knew we were associated with Slammin' and Jammin'. And business owners, we go into like a local grocery store to stock up for stuff for the tour bus, and they were, well, you did stuff with Slammin' and Jammin', and we're like, yeah, and they're like, boy, we'd love for that to come back, and this, and this, and it's really hurt our business. Well, it's the same thing we talked about with the Street Machine Nationals. That town went to shit when that revenue left. So, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah. I mean, you know, my hat's off to them. They got a lot of work they got to do. But in the same sense, Slammed Enough is going to keep doing shows. It might not be in that part of Tennessee, but I don't think
they're going to do it somewhere.
Yeah. And this was just a big publicity thing for their fucking thing. I mean, you got to look at the bad into the good, you know. And with that said, is you could put out all this bad stuff, but in the same sense, they really didn't do anything wrong. You know, everything has a reason. Everything has a consequence. And sometimes
every action has a reaction.
Yep. And with this, it's going to take a minute, but it's going to work itself out. But it's, you know, and the thing is, what's interesting is, let's not say it's a car show. Let's say it's a fucking Barnum and Bailey circus. Do you think that they're going to come to that fucking town knowing how these cops did this? So
no.
So the local,
they just axed their stuff out.
Yeah, but see, they also annexed their stuff out of Gatlinburg, so that's a whole big fucking thing too, that they become their own thing. It's kind of like how some shit we saw, like, you know, Cahokia is now Cahokia Heights. It's like, what the fuck? Like, Cahokia Heights.
Yeah.
You know, you're not making yourself sound any better. The place is a fucking dump with a fucking Indian fucking hill. I mean, you know, if it wasn't for that tourist attraction, that fucking town wouldn't make any money.
You're right.
You know, and I hate to say that because, you know, in the, you know, 60s and 70s, that was a fucking really, it's just like East St. Louis in the 60s and 70s. That was a 50s, 60s, 70s. That was
a big popular.
That was the uptown fucking, you lived in East St. Louis, it was a big deal. Well, then in the mid-70s, drugs heavily took over. And then in the 80s, it was burnout. The 90s, it was a fucking dump. And now, East St. Louis...
most of it's gone, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the business owners have bought up all the property. So where'd everybody that were drug-fested and fucked up in the head, where'd they move? To Belleville, Illinois. It's like...
people just switch on over.
Yeah, so in Granite City, everybody moved to Collinsville. Now it's all fucking drugged out in Granite City. So it's like the same thing we see in St. Louis. Problems in the inner city, now people are drastically... In Wentzville, they've built a new school there the last 8 years. Every year they build a new school. Because
people... that area is popping.
Yeah, and they're getting ready to do that with Troy, Missouri. So, I mean, you got to look at the yin and the yang. I mean, you know, and what's going to happen, they'll redevelop everything in this, and this, and in 20 fucking years, everybody are going to want to go back downtown, you know? So it's just interesting. I mean, everybody wants a plot of land that they can call their own and this, and this, but it is what it is. But on that note, guys, we're going to go right back into music. You're listening to Pure Adrenaline on 96.1 Stylin'.